how are you doing today? It's Thursday, and it's your favorite time of the day. I hope it's your favorite time of the day because it is Dames and Dorks. Welcome, everybody. Oh my gosh, it's been a while. It's been almost 2 weeks for me. I had an emergency last week, and then I was in Vegas the other week. So I've been missing hanging out with the girls.
Excuses.
Oh my god!
I know.
I was in Vegas hanging out, watching Brian Kendall get it on with those girls at the karaoke bar. So, so yeah, that's an excuse. But nonetheless, welcome back to Dames and Dorks, everybody. I'm Nomiwithoutyou, and I have my lovely panelists here. Below me is Dr. Rachel Lindberg. How are you today, Dr. Rachel?
I'm good. It's the end of the semester for me. This was my last day of teaching. The next week is just final stuff. So I finally have time to catch up on a lot of things. Going to be going away next weekend for a nice little mini vacation, which I desperately need. But yeah, trying to get back into doing some art. I finished up my final mask that I will have on the channel as a video in a couple more days. But yeah, been a lot of news, got into a lot of fights on Twitter. Been a great week.
What better way to live your life than arguing with people on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
I love it. And then returning back, our regular panelist who's been away, who took some personal me time. Welcome back, Magitek Mags.
Hi! I'm loud.
How are you?
Okay, I will admit I'm a little discombobulated still because, of course, my, own personal family situation going on and then straight to Florida to visit family down there. My sense of time and everything going on in the world is like literally off. I feel like something just like I'm on a different timeline or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you should be responding to my messages, Max.
I'm sorry. Oh, God. I've been like,
responding to my messages too.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, don't you ever feel like you message somebody back and you think you've replied to them and you're like, why hasn't they replied?
Oh yeah.
And then you realize I didn't actually hit the send button. I do that all the time.
No, that was you with Mags.
I had a dream where I had this whole conversation and it's like, okay, cool.
Were you dreaming about me?
But
anyway, I'm glad to be back. Sorry, I'm loud.
Oh no, it's okay. We're glad that you're back, and I'm glad that you're loud. Speaking of, actually, before I go into our guest panelist, we have Lily, who is taking tonight off because she is busy doing doctor things. She's busy getting her stuff and life lined up because our girl is finishing what she's doing, furthering her education in the medical field. So shout out to Lily on that one. So she deserved a well-needed night off. And then going into speaking in loud and getting your eardrums blown out, we have our guest panelist, Untamed Mando.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm trying to make my mic settings to where I don't just blow people out of the water. But anyway, you can turn me down on your end if you need to.
Oh, I can't hear you loud enough is my issue, but
yes, finally,
be louder.
Yes, you could be louder, but it's okay. We're glad that you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. We're excited to have you on. I've been meaning to ask you to be a guest for a long time, so I'm happy that you're hanging out.
I'm honored. I'm not just a mod in the chat anymore.
Yeah, you're not lurking. The fact that you want to hang out with us instead of Roman tonight speaks so much volumes to me in our friendship.
He already has told me that there will be repercussions. I don't know what they are, but I will deal with them.
He said he was going to take me out to dinner when we were in Vegas, and he never followed through. So
I'm going to remind him. I'm be like, "What'd you do? What'd you do?"
But no, he likes my coconut lotion instead. He said I smelled like coconuts, and all right, yeah, it was weird. He's like, I saw him in Las Vegas, and he gave me a big hug. He's like, "You smell like coconuts." I was like, "Thanks." I took a shower. So I shout out to Roman of the Empire because he always has his show on Thursdays. Where Mando, you can find her there too. But tonight, so we stole her for our company. How is everybody tonight here in the chat? I see our usual people here. We got Rachel ready to get the party going, and we got
in two places at once.
Yeah, she can do everything, guys. And then we got our lovely mod Smu the DJ. He's amazing. And then we got Dr. Rachel again. And then this is actually a good question. Who's the dork? And you know what? We'll leave the chat to decide of who's the dork here. And then it's obviously Movie DJ. So there we go. Cell phone right there. Not really cell phone, but we got Miss Martin Muses in the chat. Hello, how are you, Miss Martin Muses? I hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It's going to be so much fun. And then, oh my gosh, who's this girl? I haven't seen her in a long time.
Another stranger.
Not only that,
face, but I mean, I guess the picture will do.
Oh my gosh! And then Mags is bullying people to be in our chat tonight. Oh my gosh!
Right.
No, that is not true.
Right.
That is lies. That is you sit on a throne of lies.
Let them believe that you bullied them because it might help you later on in life. Who knows?
I have no girl.
Okay. And we have hi Myron. How are you today? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming through.
Hey, catfish.
Oh, it's a catfish. I did not know that. That's actually
no. It's a joke. It's an inside joke. So that's why.
I love to hear on these
kind
inside
of inside joke is it?
Yes. Pray tell, Mags. What is it? If you don't, sorry.
Mirrodin, okay, so Mirrodin and Smu and Tomby and I like to play Final Fantasy 14, and Mirrodin plays this character where he wears like a cat head or a catfish head. So we just make fun of him, and it's like, oh, you're just a catfish. It's like Mirrodin being a catfish. He'll say something or whatever, and I'm like, oh, he's just being a catfish over there. Just don't bother.
Let him do his own thing. He's got something going on. He's in his era right now.
Oh yeah.
But by the way, our first time ever. Not only that we have Untamed Mando as our first time guest here, but we have our first time criminal as well on Dames and Dorks. And
we need a Law and Order theme song.
Oh, I don't have any sound effects.
Theme song.
Yes.
Oh, no.
So for those who don't know in the chat and who is watching, Untamed Mando has a very interesting story she would like to share because she just told me maybe before we started the live stream. She's like, by the way, this happened. It's like, so you're a criminal is what you're telling me. So, but yes, without further ado, Mando, take the microphone. Tell us what happened.
So, for those of you who don't know, while many of you were enjoying your time in Las Vegas and enjoying the eclipse, I was getting arrested and put in jail on the eclipse. It was fabulous. It was not wonderful, and it was a very humbling experience. But I was driving to a doctor's appointment, actually, and I was going 8 over the speed limit. I didn't realize it. I got pulled over, and the cop was like, "Hey, you've got a warrant out for your arrest." I was like, what? A warrant? He's like, yeah, so please step out of the car. I'm like, wait a second. Are you sure about this? And so like I of course like messaged friends and stuff and was like, hey, I'm getting arrested, guys. So basically why I was arrested was because there was last year at some point in time my insurance lapsed. And I got pulled over, so they give you a ticket, and I got my insurance reinstated, but forgot to tell the state people that I got it reinstated, and so there was a warrant out for my arrest for a failure to appear before the court and the judge. So, yeah, so I was arrested, put into one of the county jails for holding until the other county that I actually got the ticket in was like, hey, bring her over here, which happened at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I was processed. I got put into the jail. Did you know that you have to protect your roll of toilet paper? Like they give you a roll of toilet paper and that is yours. And if someone steals it, you're just out of luck.
Shit out of luck and shit out of toilet paper.
I thought we got rid of that whole toilet paper thing back like 4 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
And mine was not an orange jumpsuit. They gave me orange underclothes, but I was in stripes.
Ooh.
Wow.
Stripes are not that good on me.
Is there a photo of you in the orange stripes?
Well, technically, one of the first mugshots was me in the stripes afterwards. But the other thing about that, and for those of you who are fans of Drunk 3PO, I was wearing my Welcome to the Rebellion shirt when I got arrested.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I was. Of course I was.
The irony in that.
Like, I looked down when I was doing getting arrested. I was like, of course this would happen this way. Free advertisement for Jay. Exactly.
Chances are I would get arrested while wearing this shirt.
Right? So yeah, they put me in a holding cell with about 40 other ladies, hung out with them for most of the day, then went to sleep. And around 1 o'clock in the morning, I got woken up saying, "Hey, wake up." I was like, "What? What's going on?" And they transported me to a different county jail where I spent the rest of my time. And thankfully, that entire day, I did not get my phone call. I did not get my phone call.
Good on you.
So finally, I was like, "What? Can I please make a phone call?" And they're like, "Oh, do you know the phone number?" I was like, "No." If you don't know the phone number, memorize phone numbers because they won't let you have your cell phone if you don't know numbers.
Oof.
So thankfully, when I got transferred over, I was able to call my husband and be like, "Hey, I'm in jail.
Hey, if you can't tell, I'm not home."
Right? And the bail was set about like almost $1,000, but thankfully we were able to have some friends that were able to send us some money and stuff. So otherwise, I'd still be in jail right now if we were not able to make bail.
Wow.
Well, your friends love you more than, well, I mean, I do love you. I probably would post your bail as well, but dang girl, look at you. Well, and chat, whoever's watching, this goes to show, don't forget about those little pesky tickets that you can easily forget because you may end up like Mando and get into an orange jumpsuit that does not look good on you.
Da, 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 da.
I know.
It was definitely an experience. Yeah, you don't get pillows. You get one scratchy blanket. You don't get socks. It's and there's no privacy at all.
Wow. Okay. So, like, did you eat food there too? How was the food?
Yeah, that was the best part. The best part was the food. I got enchiladas for dinner that night.
Wow.
Dang.
And grape juice.
Living it up.
And grape juice.
So was my taxpayer money? Well, I mean, we're not in the same state, but was taxpayer enchiladas good?
Taxpayer enchiladas were fire, man, because they were made by the other inmates. The inmates make the food, so the inmates want to eat good.
Yeah, that's true. They don't want to put poison or put sharp objects into their food because it could be up in their plate.
I mean, I don't know. If I was in the same prison cell with Mando, I'd be like, you know what? She got me here. I'm just gonna put this little razor blade in her enchilada flauta, whatever.
I made friends in jail. I got people on the inside now, bro.
Look.
I just got a question for you, Mando. Did you hold your grape juice down, or did you make friends by spitting it into their face?
I did not. No, I didn't spit on anyone.
Rachel.
I know. So for those of you who are asking why Dr. Rachel is asking that question is because the first time she and I ever met in person, I laughed. I was laughing at something she said, and I shotgun blasted her with pink lemonade in her face.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
That is how we met.
Yep. We're still friends to this day.
Absolutely.
Spewing drinks and getting arrested. Oh my gosh. Well, like that's why I wanted Mando on the show tonight, because I've only known her less than a year, and it's been nothing but smooth sailing and friendships and hanging out and good laughs and good stories. And I'm just so excited that you're hanging out, that you can just be yourself, talk amongst your friends, and then we can laugh about it. It's going to be a thing in the past of you being arrested. But we'll probably bring it up again when we meet each other, and then we're like, hey, remember that one time you got arrested? And
right. Oh no, this will never. This story will never be lived down. Like, in fact, the lemonade story, people remind me of it constantly, still to this day. It's like, hey, do you have any lemonade? Like, if I go to a restaurant, like I hung out with my friend Arkasul. I got some lemonade. He's like, moving so he doesn't get sprayed. He won't sit across from me. He sits beside. Like, my husband wouldn't even sit across from me for like months after that.
Yes.
Oh my
god. But
gosh.
don't worry, Mando. Next time we meet up, we're definitely having lemonade together.
Yes.
Bring your umbrella, kids.
I'll risk it. I don't care. I love you that much.
Spiked lemonade this time instead of regular.
Well, that's just called alcohol abuse. Why would you spill spiked lemonade? Spew it out on Rachel's face.
I mean, it's kind of like a baptism of friendship. You got to do it.
Oh man, I guess I missed my symbolism on that one. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't get that many pimples, so it might actually be good for the skin.
There you go.
Right?
Hey,
I helped clear her skin.
That's the secret, everybody. Someone else's saliva as a cleanser for your face. That's actually really gross. Please don't do that. That's very unhygienic. And don't
Let's
ever
put a disclaimer somewhere, please.
Yeah, so like that's why I said it's like, that's super gross. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
And then we all meet up. We're drinking lemonade and just spitting it on each other. Hey, nice to meet you.
No. No.
Oh my god. Well,
I would prefer maybe like water guns or something like that.
There you go.
Oh, hey,
lemonade water guns.
Can we do that? Lemonade water guns?
That I am down for.
Yeah.
That I am
love
down
to do
for.
that.
Yes.
It's done. We're doing it.
Oh my gosh. I have my next content video, but I don't know when this is going to happen because I actually do want this to happen.
I know, because then we have to coordinate all of us being together.
Yeah.
Hey, we just need to pick a time and be like, does this work for you? Yes, let's do it.
It's called adulting, and sometimes it's not in our favor. Most of the time, it's not. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring our first topic of the evening. It's going to be something that happened earlier this week. I'm trying to find it, but I'm going to let Dr. Rachel bring it in and talk about this because there is an update about Pokemon Go. Basically, it's Niantic's Avatar update, and it didn't go so well. So, Rachel, tell us more about that. What happened?
Oh yeah, so I mean, Niantic, ever since they, they developed Pokemon Go, they're constantly updating it with just like different, outfits and bringing new generations of Pokemon and everything. I can tell the chat's already in it. I know a few of you were friends already in Pokemon Go, but the most recent one they updated.
In Pokemon Go, are we?
I don't know. I would say add
this. We're gonna fix it.
I haven't been on Pokemon Go in like maybe 2 or 3 years. Like it's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
I come and go from it. I definitely come and go
Same.
from it. But after this Avatar thing, I'm like, I don't really want to go back to it unless they change it. So this Avatar thing was an update for the game where they changed I think they changed the guys ones too, but specifically the female avatars. They changed their look. And nobody liked it. It was done for representation to make your avatars look more like you. I think I tweeted about it. Like I did a side-by-side comparison of what my avatar looked like before and after. And a lot of people were posting that in the comments. It looked dreadful. The skin, like all the colors were just muted. They took away the nice curves of the females. They took away the butt. They just made them chubbier. And it was not an option to take your old avatar back. They would not give the option to take the old one back. You had to have this new avatar, and then you could basically like make it fatter, but you couldn't give it a butt. There it is. Yeah, so like the detailing and the costuming is gone
too.
Yep.
It looks like the
pixelated.
graphics. It looks like they went backwards or regressed on graphics, doesn't it?
They definitely did.
Yeah.
Because here I did not change anything about my avatar. I just opened it up, took a screenshot of it, and compared it to what I'd had beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the exact same pose. This is the exact same outfit. Nothing was changed. And yet you can see it's so different. It just looks horrible. Even if you got to zoom in on the face, I know other people have like posted actual like zoom ins on the face. Just the face in the new one, it looks dreadful.
Mm-hmm.
All of it looks terrible.
Well,
it looks like it lost definition.
Yeah,
it
really does.
Well, and then also like this utility belt right here. This is like a more cooler looking belt than this little purple flimsy thing over here. Barely hold up pants or a skirt.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they regressed back to like early 2000s type graphics or something where you can't really see all the details, and that's and I don't understand why they would do something like this. If the avatar
Her
was fine,
arms look longer.
They
do.
They look like gorilla arms.
Right? Just
they do. Like spider monkey arms. Like you just like reach and then like You can just like, don't worry, if you want a snack, you can just like stretch out your arm and then grab whatever goldfish snacks, crackers are out
Mr.
there.
Fantastic right there.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, not only that, like the hair is also, this is what peeves me the most. Why on the hair? It's too shimmery, it's too shiny, and it's too whited out.
Yeah,
it
looks like it's whited out.
Shape. It's not a round shape anymore. It looks almost egg-like now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like even the coloring in the face, like the eyes look less realistic, even if they were going for realism, and the coloring and warmth of it that it had before is gone. It's just like a flat color now,
and
that's not realistic.
And not only that, but when you compare the two pictures, the one to the left, the avatar matches the style of the Pokemon in the back. As far as graphics, there's some detailing. It looks like there's some texture. There's some depth to it. You know, there's some layering going on. When you look at the one to the right, it doesn't even look like you're seeing the same game. It looks like you're seeing a Photoshop. It's just
it looks
very
like Tomb Raider Lara Croft PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
But it's not even matching the Pokemon graphic in the background either.
No.
That's where you lose the immersion part of it. It's just ugh.
Yeah, so like they were getting ripped to shreds for this avatar change. Nobody likes it. I haven't seen one person that said, "Oh, this is great." But I think my favorite part of it was like you can make your character super overweight. Some of them, some of you know what I'm about to say. They gave the girls camel toes.
I saw that, and I was
they did.
I was just scrolling on Twitter innocently, and that came in my feed, and I was like, I need bleach. I need bleach.
Yeah, because in some of the poses that you can make your avatar do, they're kind of like bending down to like look at a Pokemon and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, you can see it. Oh yeah.
It was so gross. It was I literally like tossed my phone. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought I accidentally clicked on a link of something wrong.
Oh my gosh, no, this is horrendous, and you can obviously tell it was a Gen Zer who wanted to be represented more, who works for Niantic, who had their hand. I can't assume their gender because it's 2024, but had their hand in their influence in like, hey, we can increase it. We can totally get the demographic of 1% of these people who are part of the alphabet, mafia, whatever, and we'll get more active players. Instead, you got the complete opposite, because this doesn't make me want to play Pokemon Go anymore.
Like for people who are like me and Rachel, like who like play it and then stop and then play. This just makes me want to set it down and just not pick it back up. To be honest.
That's what I did as soon as I saw this update. I'm like, nah, because I was just getting back into it because I work retail as a second job, and my place is right around a few stops. So it's good to just like kind of have it open, and like when there's community day or something, just go nuts with it. It's kind of nice to have it there. But now after that, I'm like, nah. And even now, like every time they tweet something, like Pokemon Go tweet something, like half the comments are just like, hey, can we get our old avatars back? So all the fans are just trolling them now.
On those avatars, like a lot of people spend time making the avatar the way that they want it. And when you take that away, it's like, well, what was the point of all the time, energy, and emotions that I put into this game and into all of this? Like, what was the point if you're just gonna rip it out of my hands?
And not only
not even the option.
Yeah,
not even the option to keep the one.
People paid for stuff, people customized it the way they wanted to customize it, and now you're completely ripping that, whatever people have done to invest in it, whether it be time, whether they put money into it or a different way of investing, literally stripping that away from people. You're taking that power away, and that's not right.
I mean, stuff like this is also one of the reasons why I am very hesitant ever to put money into a mobile game, especially.
Yes, I agree.
It's because they do stuff like that all the time. This is one of the reasons why mobile games have such a bad reputation. Is because different mobile game companies do crap like this. In the middle of an update, they'll take stuff that you've paid for away without refunding you, without like letting you keep it or anything like that. And they're like, I expected better from Niantic because it is not just a mobile game company, but they're acting like one.
And not only that, I remember many reasons why I haven't gone back, because I had Pokemon Go when it first came on. Like I was part of the early, I was actually part of like that first round of new people on there. And I remember all the issues that we all, had to deal with. But at the same time, I think like a few years later down the road, and a lot of because I was still active on Facebook, and we would be in Facebook groups and everything and coordinating stuff.
I remember Pokemon
there were
Go
a
Facebook
lot
groups,
of
I did
updates.
too.
There were a lot of updates going on like a few years down the road that it was like, it was just major issues or something like that. And after a while, I just got over it, because all of a sudden there was like multiple infighting and everything else. And I was like, you know what? I am studying for other things, and I'm still working on that, and I don't need this fight. So I just haven't been back. And two, I was sinking some money into it when I probably should have been saving on other things. And I was just like, no, I don't need a mobile game taking my money away from all of that. And then now if I ever were to go back now, I guess my money is not valuable enough anymore, because you're just going to strip everything away from me. So,
You will own nothing and you will be happy about it.
Yep.
Which is dumb, because like when Pokemon Go first came out in 2016, I was ecstatic. My starter Pokemon is Charmander. And I liked it because like it was the excitement of it, like, oh my gosh, I actually can go outside and go actually look for Pokemon. I was living in Idaho at the time when it came out. I remember staying out till 2 a.m. because I found a group of people who were like, yeah, we're gonna go do this. Like I caught a Snorlax at like 1:30 before I called it a night, because it like brought the community together because it was such a hot thing. And then now, like, if you want people to come back and play the game again, you're not bringing me back. You're not convincing me with this like awful update, because if I haven't logged in since the update, but now that I'm seeing this, like, well, I really like my avatar, the way I look. Now I'm going to be like this whitewashed brown girl. And then like,
He's pale as me, and that's weird.
Yeah. So like, I don't and I thought, exactly. I just want to look the way I think I look myself, but I'm not going to like berate a company to make sure like we are inclusive, we are, very diverse, that everybody's included. Let's go ahead and slap a camel toe on these girls, because that's what girls do in public, is like we flaunt that out there.
I don't want my avatar to look like me. Like, the point of making my character is so that I can be someone else. That's why we cosplay. That's why we game. That's why we watch movies and TV shows.
That's
so we
why
can vicariously live through another character. We don't do it to look like ourselves.
That's why there is the genre of fantasy, because we want to escape our reality and like, oh yeah, this person is me. Like, I didn't watch a lot of Power Rangers growing up, but I know friends who were super into Power Rangers. Like, I'm the Pink Ranger, I'm the Red Ranger, that person's me, and that's my avatar. I am that. I am a Pokemon trainer. I want to have like, I still have my outfit. I haven't got on since they did the update, but like my little outfit's like this little green dress with like sun hat and my hair down with gloves on. That would be something I wear in real life, but it's like a little too flat, like florally for me. Like, maybe I may not wear it in real life, but like it's my reality and the land of Pokemon in the Johto district. Okay, so I just want to catch Pokemon and not just want my camel toe. Jeez, get off my case.
Original Red Ranger was and will always be my favorite. I love Tommy. He's cool. But...
Hey, Tommy is my favorite, and as well as Kimberly. So leave them alone.
I didn't say anything negative. I just said that he wasn't my favorite.
I know, we're having a Power Rangers fight now.
Ah, yes, let's get it. Let's do it. Let's Aerodactyl. There you
and
go.
Then fight.
Triceratops. I loved it. Oh my god.
I can't relate because I never watched the show, so I know a little bit of what you guys are yelling about, but I don't know.
You've never watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
What? We gotta fix this.
I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, like I was one of those
We're
homeschoolers.
gonna indoctrinate you, don't you worry.
Yes, and we're gonna. Yes, Tommy is the way. Sorry, Mando. Tommy is the way.
Jason was the first Red Ranger, and he was the best Red Ranger, and you won't change my mind.
Oh yes, I'm gonna fight you with a lemonade squirt gun. There you go.
Settle this once and for all with a lemonade gun shootout.
Oh my gosh, like I love this conversation. Actually, I would say that in like happen right now. So during our the Great Lemonade War, water gun war, we have to dress up as Power Rangers. If anything,
oh boy.
Who's
I'm gonna be dying over here.
What was the villain's name? Rita Repulsa? I can be
Rita
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Rita. I so want to cosplay as Rita.
You have to have Ivan Ooze somewhere. You have to have
Yeah.
Ivan Ooze somewhere. I mean, the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie is a classic.
Oh, I'll get Jed to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. No, okay, well, okay, guys, like let's go ahead and set a time after the show. We're gonna meet up and we're gonna get our water guns filled with lemonade and we're gonna be dressed up. You guys are gonna dress up as Power Rangers. I'll be Rita Repulsa. I'll be like, the little that I know is like when she pops out of the ground, like after like some 1,000 years, I'm finally free.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I'm an adult. I can finally watch Power Rangers. Yay!
Another thing. Oh, so another friend of mine was super sheltered. She had never seen Emperor's New Groove because it had like alchemy and stuff like that. So her parents didn't let her. We had her watch it for the first time, and it's now one of her favorite movies. So same's gonna happen to you. You're gonna be a Power Rangers fanatic. Yes.
No,
probably.
It's actually funny you say that, Mando, because yes, I was hella homeschooled. I was hella Christian, like still Christian. But like I did watch Emperor's New Groove. My parents did not think anything of it because we were protected from like anything witchcraft or anything that's of the world. But my parents like, oh, they liked it. It had a good story of like friendship. And I met my other homeschooler friends like, oh yeah, no, it had like witchcraft in it and brewery and witches brews. Like I didn't think of that. Like we watched Tom and Jerry whenever Tom is trying to make some potion to like make himself invisible to go get Tom. So what's the difference? So that's how we saw it. But yes, there are people out there who I've met that didn't watch Emperor's New Groove until they were an adult.
I thought it was a crime against humanity, and I wanted to go up to my friend's parents and just smack him in the face, but that's disrespectful, and I would have gone to jail.
Then you get no. Let's not do that.
I was gonna say you're gonna go to jail again for that.
No, let's not.
We'll have a better story. Some of the other inmates made fun of me. They're like, "What are you in for? Tickets? What?
Spewing lemonade."
One of my bunkies literally was in there because she like lit her boyfriend on fire, and I was like,
"Whoa.
You should have just said lemonade harassment." I'm there for lemonade harassment.
I would want to hang out with that girl who tried to do that to her boyfriend and be like, "Tell me more."
Oh, girl, what did he do? What did he do?
I just kind of like, what led you to that? What compelled you? I kind of want to know her mind. But before we move on to our next one, we got a meme that was given to us by Cloud. He made it and it blew up. And I think I remember seeing this meme too. Fixing the numerous bugs, glitches, and caring more about the player fan base. Redesigning the avatars to look hideous. Or to be hideous looking. He's not wrong. Yeah. It was like, he's not wrong. Like, I still want my long hair to be pretty and like at least black, not white out. Okay. Jeez. But
it's gonna be gray. You go in there, it's gonna be gray.
I'll do this right now. Like I'll do it after the show. I'm like, what did I look like now? I know what I look like then, but let's see what
I'm gonna do the same thing because I haven't logged in since the update either. So we're about to see if I went from Casper to extra Casper.
Oh my gosh!
Everyone who's in our Discord, if you're on Pokemon Go, take a picture of your current avatar and just like put it in our chat.
Let me see if I can still log in because I was playing this game back in the day of Niantic because people were like, "Oh, what team are you on?" and whatever, and I'm like, I was, back then in the Facebook groups, we just made an inside joke of like, I haven't decided yet or whatever. Some people were doing something similar, and I still haven't picked a team. That's how far back it was.
Oh no, I think my favorite one, like I love when you could like do those things, and then if you haven't logged
Valor.
in a time,
Valor is the only
weird.
right one.
My favorite ones
Valor.
are there's a couple that somehow I got away with like calling them. I think one of them I called Fat Bastard, but that's offensive now. So you can't name a Pokemon something like that anymore. But because I hadn't changed the name, it kept it. So it still said like Fat Bastard. I think it was a Hariyama.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a big sumo guy. But
I know which one exactly that you're talking about.
Yeah. Great.
Well, we're going to go into our next topic, and right here, like, everybody's losing their panties on this one as well. So there's just ridiculous everywhere. And if you are a true gamer, I just barely got into gaming, so I don't know anything of the lingo. I don't know anything of gaming culture, but I at least know what this is. And I laughed. I thought it was hilarious. It's not just insulting or like, like directly towards that demographic, that people, but I'm like, that's what gamers say it. Okay. Gamers say a lot of things that I've heard of, like, okay, you should probably go talk to your mom, apologize to her, go to church and make yourself right with the Lord. But I think this is not as bad compared to the other things I've heard from gamers. So, I think Lily was the one who actually like knows more about this, but I don't know anything. I just know that it was a journalist who like cried about it and got the whole game to be redesigned to crime her.
What's funny, because I saw this and then I looked it up. I saw some of the comments and they were saying like even that is still a racist connotation. I'm like, no way. Forgive me if I'm not allowed to say it, but crimer? Yes. The hell does that mean? So I looked it up. Urban Dictionary says crimer is an African-American man who commits crimes. So it's still
I would not have known that.
Me either. That's why I checked it up. So it's like it just went from like it scrolled down a little bit. I think it's like the third definition they give.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So it went from like a racist connotation to still a racist connotation, apparently.
It went from racist to racist.
Well, it went they doubled down and they just made it worse for themselves. Like
they did.
The thing is there's I mean there wasn't really much of a public out from what I can tell. It wasn't really it's just mostly James somebody just really nitpicking on something that's has no connotation, really, and no connotation at all to it. And for the most part, I think, the real gamers out there, not the games journalists, the real gamers out there would just completely ignore it. It was just part of the scene. It wouldn't be anything significant or have any meaning to it. But with some of these very, these people who nitpick and they just look for something just to kind of, make it worse for themselves or make it worse for everything else. They just double down. They make it worse. And guess what? It's going to be a Streisand effect again. It's like what they were trying to do with Hogwarts Legacy. So, it's just, they were trying to hide it. They're trying to make the game bad, but in the end, it's just going to really make people want to buy it. So it's just,
I know. It really is. It's like idiots everywhere. Like, how much do you want to bet this person who cried about it? Like, you can't have that saying in the game. Let's go ahead and change it to crimer. Not to dunk on people who want to further themselves in education and, think of them as this massive scholar, know-it-all. Like, by all means, go for it. Achieve your goals. Follow your dreams. But if you're going to go into a gaming, or if you're going to go into journalism, cry about it and bully this company to change one thing that you don't like. And if you are this person of color and say, like, this is a better word, but you drop the ball in this one, do you not know your research? Why? Like, that's just me. I'm just assuming here. I don't know who the person was who did the the report on it. But still, like, at least do your research, homegirl, homeboy. homie, because like it's gonna make you look bad even more, and that's like you're just bringing the attention to yourself, and you're just gonna get more roasted on the internet because the internet is a lawless place, and they're gonna run you over. Your ass is grass, and they're gonna make it. They're gonna mow it. Just letting you know. I'm just trying to watch out for you, but it's okay. That's all right. No worries about me.
if I can, tinfoil hat on.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh, here we go.
If they did that just for the publicity, because they knew some woke ass snowflake journalist was gonna notice it and make it just blow up as a thing, and so they're gonna specifically change it to something that doesn't really mean too much different.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a marketing scheme. It could honestly be a marketing scheme.
Oh, yeah.
That's not much of a tinfoil theory. But
Yeah, because it would have to.
It absolutely could be.
Yeah, because it's kind of like it's like playing 4D chess, and I'm not sure if that could be a possibility. But at the same time, it would be hilarious if that's actually true. And I would applaud the intelligence of the marketing department,
especially since like I saw on Twitter, I think it was a spokesman for the company. They're like, they didn't notice it, they didn't know. And I'm like, there's no way you could have looked at the first one and be like, I didn't know that was a thing. There's no way. You can live under a rock and still know.
Yeah.
Who knows though? Because isn't it a Korean company who developed this?
Yes.
Blade.
Is it?
Yes.
So,
and they used a Korean model to model after, the main character here.
Right. So maybe they
Asian.
may not have they may not have known about the hard R, but at the same time, maybe at this point, Asian companies are paying attention to the Western world because the Western world are a bunch of crybabies now, and it seems like in this this side of the sphere. So they're you could be probably right, Rachel, where they can be like, you know what? We've seen this happen before many times. Let's keep going with this. So let's go.
Okay. And then the Koreans are at least South Koreans are very sweet, gentle, polite people. It's the other EA, Eastern Asia country, that they're very racist towards a particular ethnicity. So that's why I'm like, okay, like if what your guys are saying is true, it could be like, you know what? We don't know anything, but we just follow whatever Western happening is going on. We'll just do this. But also, like, here's my take before Rachel provided the information that this crimer is a word. If I was a video game developer, and if I just wanted to do some cool art, like graffiti art on there, I wouldn't use the word crime. I would be like, hey, talk to an actual graffiti artist. What would you do? What would your artwork be if it was in a video game? I don't know, use like the name like Glitzer or like Cups or something. Because if you see graffiti from gangs, it's like unusual words. Crime isn't. Crime isn't. Because it's like, the way I say it is like vandalism is a crime. Hey, let's just go ahead and put this on here.
Yeah. They're either going to do like random words that maybe like have a personal meaning, or they're just like tagging buildings with their actual names. So I think it would have been nice if like one of the designers put their own name into it instead. That would have been really cool. Like I would have loved, like if I was developing a game and I had a whole team with me, I'd be like, fit your name or something personal into like some scene somewhere. Just like put your own self into it.
More creative, I think, than the actual creatives, at least on some things. Am I gonna go out right now and try and make my own game? Absolutely not, because I'm not that creative. But like, why is it that we just like talking can come up with better ideas than people who are paid to come up with better ideas?
It could be with when they changed it because of the the lack of public outcry. Excuse me. They changed it. Maybe the developers were like, you know what, we're sick and tired of these types of crying and the whiny baby stuff, so we're just gonna slap something lame on there, and it absolutely made it worse. But I think in a way it could have been in joking manner too, because they're just sick and tired of it, maybe. So
I already am.
Yeah. We're most of
already
us
am.
are. Yeah.
but we'll never hear of it because we are in the generation of everything's offensive and I'm mad about it.
Yep.
And if anything, I'm kind of glad that I was raised by loving parents who are like, yeah, don't take things too seriously. It's like, all right, cool. Because that stuff doesn't bother me. So
well, and it's just like what Smu says here. The word hard was essential play on words for the in-game shop owner's looks from what I heard. So who knows what that actually meant? I mean, unfortunately, I guess the frame, because hard and then our shop was like so relatively close together, you know, I understand, you know, that the framing, it just makes it look bad. But it's like, if that's really not that what it was, then gosh, people are just so freaking sensitive. Oh my God.
Nope.
Drink water out of a garden hose, please. Do it.
Yep. Touch grass.
Yeah, go run around barefoot.
Yes. It's really good for you guys, I swear.
Go climb a tree, fall down.
Yes.
Yeah, fall off the tree too. That's what happened to me. I fell off a tree. It's like, well, I'm not going to do that again. Lesson learned. So, and that's what people need to do.
You fell off a tree only one time? I did it multiple times, but that was because I was like, I did it wrong the first time. I can do it right this time.
Well, because I didn't like falling down and gravity pulling me down and hurting my back as a kid. So I was like, I'm not going to do that again.
That's why I have back and knee problems.
That makes no sense. And then I think that's why I have like a bad right hip. So whenever I walk, it's just like, oh, it hurts. Driving back from Las Vegas, I stopped in somewhere in northern Arizona. My sister came with me on this trip. So we stopped, we pulled over to get gas. And as soon as I opened my door and I put my leg out, my right hip popped and my sister heard it. She's like, are you okay? And I'm just clinging onto my door like, no, I'm not okay.
You mean
get me ibuprofen.
You daily?
No.
I like roll out of bed and it sounds like a Rice Krispie, like.
Oh, that's my feet. If that sounds weird, yes. That is my feet. Whenever I wake up, I just stretch it out and then it's just like cracky like that. I don't know if you heard that. But speaking of cracky and, you know, well, I mean, well, maybe not too much cracky, but we got the new Deadpool and Wolverine trailer that just came out. Yes. And I'm actually pretty excited for this, guys. What do y'all think?
I'm excited.
I am very cautiously optimistic, but I did see something come out today, and I don't know if it was posted in the Google Docs because I was doing multiple things today. But something to be said that it sounded like somebody who's involved with this said that this is you can basically treat this as almost like a standalone, that you don't need to watch the previous Marvel movies to get what's going on.
Oh, okay.
That's what he said. I'll have to find the link to at least, you know, hey, we have it. We have the evidence here, but I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited about this one. This one looks really fun. And honestly, I was going to treat it as
these are just fun.
Exactly. And I was going to treat it like as a standalone anyway, you know, blocking out all the other stupid stuff that's been going on. So that's how I'm going to approach it. Now, if it sucks, which I hope it doesn't, you know, that's what it is. But yep. So that's what it is. Yep. It says you don't need to watch previous Marvel projects to understand Deadpool 3. So
well, yeah, like, you shouldn't need to, because like while Deadpool is technically within, like he is in the Marvel universe, like he's also like a lot of times his standalone thing, like he breaks the fourth wall, like he does weird stupid things already, and so it's better, in my opinion, to have him not within the context of the greater MCU anyway, because he wouldn't fit in at all.
Yeah, no, and then I mean, I want to get into the trailer because I noticed something there. Is that a Doctor Strange reference? Because they're about to jump into like this circle of portal thing, and I was like, that's a Doctor Strange portal, like that's a wizard thing. But I will do my best to play as much as I can. I'll take off the audio from here and there because I don't want to get hit with this.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. You can play it low, I guess, or, you know, a little bit low, and we can just kind of follow along and commentate.
I realized something.
I mean, I'm just happy to see Hugh Jackman wear the Wolverine, like the actual Wolverine costume for once.
Yep.
I know.
That's all I care about. Like, the movie could suck, but I got my wish. At least one time, Hugh Jackman wore the actual costume.
Yes, for real.
I told you, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
I'll take. Oh, not pause it, but
I mean, yeah, we got subtitles.
I like how he says hi, Peanut.
I know.
Right?
Just in general, I love Deadpool's dialogue.
Whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
Oh, for the love.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, the way they did this, trailer too, they're not showing everything either.
Mm-hmm.
Come again.
And I also read that this is a yes, because this is like it's not in reference to anything of what was going on with Loki, I've been told.
Even I think the TVA is in
Loki.
it though.
Yeah, even the TVA is in it.
Oh my gosh.
And then there's a lot of people who said there was some references here for like the foot shop here.
Yeah, I don't. That's a.
I don't know.
Liefeld, yeah.
Liefeld.
I
Just
see.
the-
You were the X-Man.
That's right. He was the X-Men, not Cyclops. Wolverine.
I mean, that is a good shot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
These are excellent shots, and the fight scenes.
Yes, he's so good.
Ah! Boys are silly.
They are. And see,
And
there's
there's
Ant-Man. Yeah.
Ant-Man helmet. Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen here?
I'm thinking this is my opinion. I could be wrong, and I'm also not an expert on all things Marvel, and more Spider-Man is my thing. He is in the Marvel universe, but still, I think this is the one where it's going to follow a little bit more closely the Old Man Logan comics, where like I know Logan Wolverine, the most recent movie where he old and all of that stuff. Spoiler alert, he dies. I think this is gonna follow a little bit more closely to the comic book, because basically what happens, it's a post-apocalyptic world, sure, but this one is direct. Like, Wolverine actually had kind of a direct role in the downfall of all of the Marvel heroes in Old Man Logan comics.
Okay.
Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I just had a thought. Now it's gone. I hate that. Anyway,
That happens.
We'll find it together, Mags. It's okay.
Yes.
Big slow motion action.
Ugh.
Who knows if you live or die?
I missed it. There we go. See, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, the Doctor Strange portal. Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah.
What did you say? Cocaine. Cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
I do like this. Hilarious.
The one thing, huh? Only one thing off limits.
But yeah, the one thing, even though we dang well know they are doing that.
Oh, I think I remember my thought finally. I think I remember hearing, I don't remember where, but either reading or hearing or something like that, that Ryan Reynolds really wanted a ton of creative control on this project. So
he's been that way since he started doing since the
Yes.
X-Men Origins. He's like, no.
No. Yeah. So I think that
Mhm.
I think even like the original having Wolverine be in his actual Wolverine suit has a lot to do with Ryan Reynolds. So I am hoping that Ryan Reynolds really had a firm grip on this and made sure. Yes, Disney, I'm sure, has had some say or some influence on it. But at the same time, I hope Ryan Reynolds was able to have creative control and gate kept the crap out of this movie in order
Yeah.
I really hope we have a Squeaka. So,
Hi,
so for those of you
Squeaka!
who don't know, Squeaka is going to be working on a fan fiction of she and I being prison lovers.
Oh,
yes.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, Squeaka.
The lore comes
At
out.
least I'm trying to convince her to do it.
and then we need some like we need to actually have a show on YouTube here of like the prison sisters.
Yes.
Instead of sister wives, prison wives.
Prison wives.
Prison wives. Yes. Yeah, we've got it where I think Maricus is going to be, what was it? One of the guards? The guard? And then I think Ark was going to be, what was he going to be? Like the prison ward? Mags, you were going to be in there too, right?
I was just gonna be like the sidekick rando or whatever, saying, "Oh,
Yes.
I like pickles. That's kind of my thing."
Yes, it's a whole thing. We're working on it. That's right, Squeaka babes behind bars.
I'm down for that name.
Coming soon
Yes.
to YouTube channel near you. I can't
Let's
wait
go.
to Babes Behind Bars. That's what it's called?
You know, well,
We
that's
haven't
I hope
decided,
so.
but that's what we're going to call it now.
Oh man, I really like mine more, but it's okay. That title sounds more exciting actually, to be honest. But you know what's kind of exciting, but also not exciting, but it kind of like is scary, but I'm kind of glad this is, getting away from us a little bit. But I am not so stoked on this. Yeah, I don't like TikTok. I hate TikTok with the fact that there's
That is
now
the weirdest picture they could
Yeah.
have ever done.
But the fact that there's a potential ban on this kind of scares me. We're like, okay, yes, we don't like TikTok. Yes, it melts kids' brains. But if they can get rid of TikTok, what else can they get rid of?
Oh,
And
they
it-
can get rid of everything.
They can
Yes.
get rid of
Yeah.
everything. And the thing is, yes, it's and somebody I remember having discussions on this on Twitter. And yes, it is a Chinese-based platform. But Rumble was once just a Canadian-based platform until they moved to Florida. So I mean, if you think about this is setting a precedent now of are we going to shut down all of these other foreign entities on the internet and what have you, so you are not able to have a global an open forum here. So I mean, it is a scary thought. It is a scary precedent because
I'm
what
also
other
gonna
steps
put
are
my
they going to
tinfoil hat on after Mags?
okay
Mhm.
like what other steps are they going to try to push and consider, because they've been trying to fight free speech on I'm still going to call it Twitter, I'm sorry Elon, on Twitter. They've still been doing that even with Rumble. I mean, they shut down Parler. So I mean, what can I say? This is a slippery slope. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so for my tinfoil hat moment, I think personally they're just doing it for the election year, and then after the election year, it'll just all go away. It's like, oh, what are you
Yep.
talking about?
That
I don't know
never
what you're talking
happened.
about.
Yeah,
Right?
the
Like,
Mandela
right
effect
now
is
they're
real.
Right now they're retroactively marking like YouTube channels and stuff for any political things.
I'm
When
gonna mark my channel. God dang it.
yep.
Like I know Tim Pool has talked about it, like some of his YouTube videos from like 4 years ago are retroactively getting taken down because
Wow.
it's an election year, and that's what the media is trying to do, which they're doing it more now than they did last year, because last year they realized they could do it and get away with it and people wouldn't do anything about it. So now this is the next step, and it's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse every single election year until eventually we're in 1984.
And it doesn't
my
and it doesn't
tinfoil-
matter who is campaigning at that point. Yeah, I agree with you, Squeaka. I understand that it probably there's. I think part of the variables is that it's data security and privacy, but there's other things. They're going to use that as an excuse for that, but they always like to use excuses to take down or take away something. So that's the biggest issue, is that okay, so what else can they take away from us? Yes, how about this? All of our phones are private security and privacy issues. If you think about it. So I mean, everything
Google
we log
does
in,
it.
every time we log into a different account or bank accounts, PayPal, Twitter, everything is a security and privacy risk. I mean, you always see every day, all the time, that there's been a data breach. I mean, look at the there have been government agencies that have had data breaches. So I mean, it's understandable. I get that reasoning, but the problem is now this is setting a precedent. And so what is it going to look like in the next year or in the next election year or something else? Because everything they keep trying to get rid of Twitter, they keep trying to get rid of Rumble, they keep trying to get rid of other things, other avenues, because I mean, we see this all the time. It's a threat to democracy. I mean, this is, it's just, I mean, Twitter, we see that every day, y'all. We see it every day,
But threat to democracy, but it's already been proven fact that it is a China-owned company app, that they have an algorithm here in the United States that is dumbing our young generation here. And if you go to the TikTok in China, it's all educational, how to do self-improvement. And yes, there's some of that here in the States too, but it's all the nonsense to do self-harm, these challenges, these dumb things for kids to injure themselves and just follow whatever trends, because China kind of wants to exist out in existence.
I mean, a lot of places want to would love to do that, and right now are succeeding, because if any of you who follow any kind of post-apocalyptic 1984 Animal Farm-esque type genres, books, movies, it's like they've taken the script and they're just like, oh, no one's gonna notice that we're following these steps exactly. Because people most of the classic literature was really started to be taken out of public schools a little bit after I left, because I remember reading 1984, or no, we switched to 1984 out for Kite Runner that year, but I read Animal Farm. I read a lot of some of those classic literatures that make you see, oh, this is what they're doing. But there's so many kids nowadays who one, they can't read cursive, so they can't read a lot of founding documents or just historical documents, and two, they're not being taught to even read any of the classical literature that would let them know, hey, something's not right here.
No, it's not right. So it's just weird to me, because if you guys kind of, I mean, I do my research, I look into things. But there's an app called CapCut. It is the app that I use to edit my videos and stuff. CapCut is owned by ByteDance, which is the ownership of TikTok. So why are they only focusing on TikTok but not on CapCut?
That's a good question.
I think it's because it is a social media platform specifically. It is shoving information out there, and the government wants to curate the information you are being fed.
But that's also that's valid. But the way I see it too is but I'm the creator, I'm the content creator, I'm making my own stuff, I'm using CapCut to produce on the social media platform. Why won't they look into that?
I mean, if it's especially if it's owned by the same company, why aren't they looking at all okay, so if ByteDance, or what is the name of the company again?
ByteDance.
ByteDance is an umbrella company for all of these other entities, then why isn't it looking at the whole picture? So
exactly. Why are you only focused on one?
Yes.
When you have a lot of under your umbrella.
Which is why I discredit when they're saying, oh, it's because the Chinese are spying. Bro, the Chinese have been spying on us for years and years and years.
Our own government spies on us. Excuse me.
Yeah. China already saw my real.
If you have a Google account, Google has all of your stuff.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So China's already seen my reel before I even posted it on social media. So they already know.
They should tell you hey, you probably shouldn't post something like that. Comment on it.
No, yeah, you shouldn't do that, bro. Hey, yeah, because there's the memes that are like that, your FBI agent that sends you a text message. Yeah, don't do that, bro. I kind of would like accountability on that a little bit. Jokingly, please don't do that.
Hey, I mistyped this word. That'd be great. Like
That'd
I
be
just type stuff all the
amazing.
time.
Yeah, or like, hey, if I'm about to send this risky text message to this guy, help me out. Like, am I overthinking it? Am I overreacting? Guys, help me. FBI agent, listen in. Like, should I send it? Nah, don't do it. I was like, all right, cool. Like, here, America's NSA. Hey, Nomi, delete this.
Nomi, you shouldn't press. Don't press send. Don't do it.
I don't know. There might be a day where I'll wake up and choose violence. So, you know who you are if you know what I'm talking about.
Or you're recording something and you make a blooper and say all these cuss words and everything else and you're like, oh wait a minute, I gotta edit that out. Sorry, FBI agent.
Yes, I've actually done something like that one time when I was editing my own video and I said something. I'm like, all right, FBI agent, no worries, you don't need to worry about what I said, because it was like some sort of like what tinfoil hat, like conspiracy theory, like thing I was gonna say, and it's like my FBI agent will probably message me about that later if I say that.
Oh man, you can message personally with your FBI agent? Damn.
Yeah, I want that.
Randomly.
Let me get on like WhatsApp and my Telegram and all these other apps that like have gosh, it's just that's the thing. It's a matter of it's fortunately that we're all digitally connected, but it's also unfortunate because now we have all these tracking mechanisms, because as everybody has found out, when you even delete videos from your channel on YouTube, those just because you delete them doesn't necessarily mean they are actually deleted. They are still in the backlog. They're still in the coding. They're still there.
The internet is forever.
Yeah, the internet is forever and it's archived. So therefore, they can still ding you on YouTube for something that you deleted already. Like it could be even years ago. So
yeah,
I don't know what to say other than to say that this is, you can't, if you get rid of one thing, then that's going to mean a slippery slope for other things. It's just another added step towards trying to either ban or censor you from anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
It's all about control, guys. But we're not wearing tinfoil hats. Don't mind us. We're just normal breathing people who didn't wear
tinfoil in my hat.
You know what? Next stream, let's do this. Like, let's go ahead and make tinfoil hats.
Yeah.
What, guys? Like,
I'm so down.
I need to get a helmet.
Yeah, we have to make a thick helmet so people, or the NSA, government, FBI agent, but
wrap my
not
Mandalorian
listening
helmet
to us.
in tinfoil.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? I kind of want to do that. So that's going to be like our next project, guys. We're going to make our tinfoil hats here.
Tinfoil hats.
Yeah.
Tinfoil hats and lemonade super soakers.
Team building exercises, y'all. Team building exercises.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get it going. Speaking of let's get going, I don't know if I want to let this get going on the classics here. I don't know if I'm a fan of this or I can be behind this.
I don't do scary movies.
I don't do
I
scary
like
movies.
scary movies.
Why?
Mando, I don't do scary movies
so
either, so you're
stupid.
fine.
Well, like,
But it looks so
specifically
stupid.
when Roman was
Rachel.
doing his like whole scary movie like tier list thing. What's your horror movie thing? I said Ghost in the Darkness because it's a lion movie. It's a scary movie. People die. There's lots of gore and blood. So to me, it's a scary movie. It's not considered a horror movie. And now I am endlessly made fun of.
I did not take you as someone who didn't like horror movies because I thought you would like horror movies, Mando.
I am better at it now because Phasmophobia has numbed me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's a fun game. That's a fun game where everybody laughs at each other for freaking out. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I would love to play it because I haven't played it, but I've seen other people play it, and I laugh my butt off every
play
time.
it.
Same.
You and I should play it, Mags. But yeah, so used to on my Twitch, I had the Phasmophobia breathing in your ear as a sound alert, and every single person in my chat.
Don't do that.
Always, every 10 minutes, I'd be playing like the Witcher games, and I eventually became numb to it. It doesn't affect me anymore.
Oh, we'll find another noise that'll get you.
Of course, it's always.
It's gonna be like,
There's always a reason to make fun of me because I do this to myself.
I'm gonna record myself spitting lemonade out, and then you're gonna use that.
Rachel.
She's like,
Dr. Rachel, we should eventually we need to tell the actual story behind why I spit lemonade.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fair. It's on me. I made you laugh, but I still was not expecting
telling a funny story, and I was not expecting her to react the way she did, and yeah.
Sometimes I'm really good on like my little quips there. Just
that was
last minute.
Fabulous.
It was great. Oh yeah, so like I just wanted to get everyone's thoughts. I don't know how many of you are horror fans and how many aren't, but I wanted to get everyone's thoughts and like, what do you think about taking all these old stories, not necessarily like going to the Disney animations and then just making them into horror, like going back to the original stories.
I was gonna say
turning them into like horror things.
I would watch that because if you read the actual book of Little Mermaid,
yep.
she unalives herself because she didn't get with Prince Eric.
Yep.
So,
I honestly,
well, it's a Brothers Grimm. Like, if you know of the Brothers Grimm's tales at all,
I love this idea. I mean, I think I tweeted about this or something, but I would much rather have like these reimagined horror versions of the stories than another live action from a Disney animation. I'm so sick of live action shit. I'd much rather have people like take a story or even an older movie and be like, I'm a fan of this, but I want to turn it into a different genre. I want to make it horror rather than I want to make it diversity and change things and just make it live action. I'm so sick of live action.
I think it's better. I think it's more creative. Could they do like different? I think instead of just recreating or still just telling the same quote unquote story, like there's so many folklores, so many tales of different ethnicities, tribes, cultures. You can make a horror on anything if you look into somebody's, like, if you go into the Native Americans with skinwalkers, bro, there's a ton.
Yep,
you really
a lot of these original fairy tale types were warnings for people. It was more like it wasn't necessarily just a morality tale. It was more of like warnings of if you did something like this, as something bad could happen to you, and it was like a lesson type of tale. I mean, those types of tales could easily be adapted into horror movies, and I'm not saying you take away from the you don't take away the warning aspect of it. You can ratchet it up. So, I mean, look, can you imagine? I know it's more of a comedy, but I know it's, they can't do it right now. But can you imagine an Emperor's New Groove as a horror? Because going through the jungle, going through the jungle and everything else. I mean, that would be
the actual alchemy in it.
Yes. Yep. So I mean, that would be quite an interesting movie.
And then, this may be like diverting a little bit, but like when Princess and the Frog came out, I did not like how they interpret a lot of the Louisiana voodoo stuff in it because it was very witchcrafty to me. I was like, that's like the one thing, like, yes, I'm a Christian and everything, but I'm like, I don't think little kids should be knowing about this stuff, like how to summon spirits and shadows and just to like control your souls. Yes, Ursula, the Little Mermaid, did that too, but I don't know.
It wasn't as overt.
Like
Little Mermaid wasn't as overt. I get it. You like Disney-fy it, so it's supposed to be okay for kids. But at the same time, I'm like, I know a lot of friends who watched, like, as like young adults watched Princess and the Frog, and they thought it was just too dark. They're like, I like it, but it's too dark.
Yeah, it was too dark.
I get that.
So that's why I'm like, okay, like I'm all about like original lore, like the books for the adults, but not for kids, at least. Like, don't give them nightmares. As it is, like when I first saw Little Mermaid, I was heckin' scared of Ursula. I really was. Not because of like the witchcraft, but like she turns into this giant freak monster. So that's what scared me.
Well, commenting on Americus's Beauty and the Beast, if you actually read the Grimm's, like the original story for Beauty and the Beast, he eats her.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
He eats her. It's terrifying.
Just go back to the Grimm fairy tales and adapt those into horror. Be phenomenal.
Well, that's because like most Disney princesses and stuff are based on Grimm stories that they Disneyfied. Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, she was R-word in her sleep.
Yep.
R.
Yes. R.
Oh, R-word.
She was.
Yes.
She had a kid.
Yep.
In her sleep.
Oh.
R-worded and had a kid.
Yep.
Okay, maybe I don't want to watch that one. No.
Yeah, that might be a little bit too far.
Like when I say the Grimms, like the I don't know why Disney looked at Cinderella in particular and Snow White and was like, I'm gonna make these nice and happy and pretty like, no, Snow White.
No.
It's not a fun story. Nightmare fuel.
Man, I need to freshen up on my book reading intake because I mean, I knew about Little Mermaid. I just did not know about Beauty and the Beast. So that kind of
any Disney princess probably is based off of a Grimm, like a classic Disney princesses.
Well, I know Rapunzel's a classic as well.
Oh, that one was messed up too.
They're all very messed up origins. Let's put it that way.
There is some disturbed people.
Books, folks. You want scary horror? Read some freaking books. You'll have nightmares. I promise you.
Worse than movies.
You know what?
But I also grew up without TV, and I grew up with a lot of movies. So I was like watching Alien when I was like 5. So by the time I got around to Disney animations, I'm like, this is fun.
Well, see,
I read Grimm's fairy tales when I was young. I'm like, this is fun.
I mean, I'm not that kind of tier as far as Rachel watching at 5 years old. But I mean, Land Before Time, hello, that's a pretty especially
damage.
I know, and it's not only that. Like, there's several animated movies that are completely different that at least I grew up with too. That are completely different from Disney's classic princess movies that are completely dark. So yeah, it's kind of like, but a lot of these things have orange stories that you just are not really quite sure on.
Yeah.
Like, you can just do a quick Google /Wikipedia for the Grimm's Grimm story fairy tales and stuff, and it'll give you brief descriptions of them. And some of the brief descriptions are even graphic in themselves. Like with Cinderella, she, in order to fit in the shoes, her stepsister chopped off part of their feet.
Yeah, I know that was true too in the story.
And there's even more crazy weird stuff in that, but yeah.
Well, speaking of crazy weird,
I'm wanting to get that collection eventually.
The whole Brothers Grimm book series.
Oh wow!
Oh,
that's actually a really nice looking book.
I've seen that. I don't.
You're muted. You're muted, Rachel.
You're muted.
Read it. But yeah, no, it is beautiful. It's a beautiful, thick book. All the fairy tales in it. So much better.
You like thick books and you cannot lie.
Oh yeah, I like them thick.
Somebody flip that.
Flip it. Go ahead. Make my day.
No, don't threaten her with a good time.
Oh my.
Well, speaking of good time, I'm kind of excited for season 3 happening of Mayor of Kingstown. Who is excited for this?
I actually haven't seen this, but I've been wanting to. I've heard good things.
I have too. The only reason why I shared this is because, I think this is Jeremy Renner's first major project after his accident.
Yes.
So it's like when I saw this pop up on my feed, I'm like, I had even if we were going to get to it, I didn't care. I was like, I think people need to know about this because I think this is a good thing for him to come back. It was a horrible accident. Of course, he did it out of heroism, by the way. And yeah, it's just good to see him back. I'm just glad. I want to see this show. I know people have recommended it to me, so I am super happy that he's back in a show that's, you know, really good and he's on his feet. So
yeah, because it's been like what 2 or 3 years now since he had that freak accident.
Yep.
And then
I think it was during COVID. I don't know if we're supposed to say that word, but I think it was during that time.
The coof?
Yes.
I just say coof.
Quarantine time?
Quarantine time. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so he had that major accident. Of course, he had major surgery and he had to have major rehab. Because I mean, if anybody has been following, you know, his videos and what he's been posting and his documentary, was it the interview that he had? I think was it last year or something like that. It was, you know, it was a major it's a major comeback. So I'm just happy to see that he's doing well and he's, you know, back on his 2 feet. So
yeah, back on his 2 feet, and I'm kind of excited. Yeah, no, I'm happy that he's doing better. It looks like he recovered well, so I kind of want to see this trailer now.
Yeah,
because I actually haven't seen it yet. So this
I haven't either.
Oh.
My job, my primary function, is to create a balance.
Ooh.
Balance in the force.
They came after us. You needed bullseye.
I wish I could play all of it because I don't want to get hit.
I know. He looks pretty good. He doesn't look, you know.
You all right, little bro?
Tell you, Mike, I'm terrified.
You should be.
There's some new players in town, and they brought the plague.
Ooh.
Why are you back? Because I missed you.
Oh.
That sounds ominous.
When I act, I do so with purpose.
Got my attention.
With purpose.
You don't want that? Are you warning me? I don't think you want to find out.
Whoa.
Yes. I like a man who's very threatening. Huh.
Yes.
I'm a formidable monster, Mike.
Ooh.
I'm the one that will make your life possible in this town.
Because you are the mayor.
See ya.
Welcome to Kingston.
Welcome to Kingston.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It looks really good. So
It
I
does.
do need to catch up on this show. Rachel, have you seen it? No.
No, I haven't seen it. I actually haven't even heard of this.
Ooh.
Well, you and Jed found a new binge watch show you need to get into.
There's
Yes.
so many shows we're binge watching now.
I know.
There's so many.
Add another one to the library. It's nothing new. Well, yeah, there really isn't nothing new, but you know.
We
What's
have
the-
a little bit of time because I think it comes out, was it June? I think
June
it's yeah,
2nd is what I saw. Yeah.
That's
So
not
Rachel,
that
when
long
you're on
from now.
when you're on your own vacation,
I gotta catch up.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alicia, I can't believe he recovered. And honestly, like he posted some workout videos that he was doing, and man, I mean, the thing is with stuff like that, it's not just physical; it's all about the mind.
Yeah, it
If the
is.
mind is not 110 pushing yourself and 110% motivated, you're not going to recover. So
No, you're
it's
not.
just, you know,
It literally is a mindset.
yeah, it really is.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
you,
no, no,
Matt,
you're
'cause
yo,
you were,
you
you were on
got
fire.
you got my words. I got it. Because I'm having trouble coming out of my brain, and you spoke them. Thank you.
Words are
Your
hard.
brain's still on
Words are
vacation. It's
hard.
trying to come back. It's trying to catch up with you.
Yeah. See, I told you my brain's discombobulated. It's like it's tripping over itself. So thank you, Nomi.
No, yeah, you're welcome. I'm here to fill in the gaps a little bit, make sure that we're all, you know, we're benching each other's sandwiches here, something like that.
That's true.
I know that's like some sort of
Oh, is it
trend.
Is it prison enchiladas that you're trying to help finish? You know.
Ooh.
Oh
Oh,
my.
That actually sounds so good right now. I'm so hungry that I kind of do want to get. I don't know about prison enchiladas, but enchiladas do sound good. But you know what looks good and it's starting to sound a little good is Tales of the Shire, guys.
Woo! I want to play this game.
That's actually I'm kind of like I'm cautiously optimistic because as a Lord of the Rings fan, I feel like everyone is just trying to like shoot me, and I'm just like, please just leave me alone with my books. I don't care about you anymore.
I heard about this, and because like half the people I follow on Twitter are big Lord of the Rings fans, like me.
Yes.
But I saw this and I was actually really surprised. Like, this is a Weta Workshops game. And I didn't know they were making video games, but I saw that. I'm like, okay, I would not fangirl over many celebrities, actors, and musicians and stuff.
Yeah.
But I would nerd the hell out if I got to go see a Weta Workshop. I would nerd the hell out.
Oh, yeah.
Dream. So I saw this game. I'm like, I have to get this.
Well, what would you do if you nerded out? Like, would you dress up?
Oh, no. I'd just be like, oh, how'd you make this? Oh, can I see it? What are you making? What are you working on right now? I was like, what's this project for? I would just go nuts being like, oh, my God, what was this prop used for? Oh, have you recreated it for anything else? Like, has this sword been in like 7 different franchises? And it would just be nuts. I would just be nerding out over all the pieces they made and how they made them, and just try to get some tips and tricks for making my own cosplay stuff. So,
I would just pick up the swords and I'd start playing with them because that's
I think they'd kick me out or send me to jail. You know, if I tried that.
Or you're just annoying. We have to ban you now.
No, now we need more. I mean, we need more sisters back in jail here. With Mando's got one. Rachel's gonna get one herself soon.
We're all just gonna be like,
in jail stays in jail.
I snuck in my water gun full of lemonade in jail. How about you?
How'd you sneak it in, Nomi?
With my camel toe on Niantic.
An entire super soaker, she snuck it in.
Wow,
they can't question that. They don't have the right to ask me that what's in my camel toe.
They tell you to bend over and cough when you first get in.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That was awful. Wait, do they really tell you to bend over and cough? Did you have to do that?
That's a thing. That's really a thing, for real thing. Oh,
work on your muscle control.
So when they tell you when you go from intake to main line to the main area of the prison, you have to strip in front of them, shower in front of them, and then they give you your clothes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Mando! Like, I'm living my life.
I feel violated hearing this story. Oh my God.
There's no privacy. Does not exist. You are with 40 other women, completely.
Let's just hope everybody shaves that day before they go to jail.
I doubt it.
Man, they're in for a show. I can tell you that.
Not unless they were going to shave, knowing full well that they were about to be arrested.
Right.
Unless you plan it.
If you plan, then yeah, you might want to do some prep work. But yeah, like they tell you they tell you to strip, turn you around, squirt some lice preventing shampoo, and they're like, wash up while she stands there.
Oh my
God! I don't want to go.
Then don't get in trouble.
The reason why I got pulled over.
If you value privacy, don't go to jail. You don't get to do your business in private anymore.
Oh my gosh, like just me. I don't think I have a warrant for my arrest, but I can imagine like if I ever think, I don't think Jesus, but like if I ever was like in Mando's situation, it's like, oh, but I was actually on my way to wax the city, guys. I was seeing my Brazilian girl, my waxing girl, please. Let me at least do this before I do my cough.
You're just gonna run away from the cops and like run in the place, be like, hurry up, they're after me, they're right behind me. You gotta do this before they take me in.
Oh girl.
I need you to finish this up. Do you need people?
Please, I need to. If I'm gonna look good for my photo on my driver's license, I want to look good when I go to prison.
Yeah, don't look like me.
Hold on,
Like,
I gotta put my wing eyeliner on, y'all. Gotta do that in the fake eyeliner.
Underneath
Doing that in your car while the cops are chasing you, and be like, "Oh shit, they're back to get me."
Dang it! Or imagine if you're being, you're gonna be unalived, like you're at the chair, and they're asking you before you go to the chair. They're gonna ask you like, "Well, what would you like on your final meal?" Like, I don't know. What do you want? Like, that's something I would ask.
Keep going with that question. Back and forth, back and forth.
Like,
I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. What do you want?
You want Chick-fil-A? No, nothing too heavy. Do you want Chinese? No, I had that last night. I'll be a difficult person, I swear, because I'm like, I don't know what I want. I know what I do want. Go ahead.
They're just gonna throw
correctional officers. Go ahead. Sorry.
They're just gonna like throw some crackers at you, be like, "Fine, just eat this. We're sending it to the chair."
Because the correctional officers are in short COs. Most of them are jerks. The one who was in charge of my intake was 6 months pregnant. She was not having any of my BS.
That's
at
fair.
all.
Dang. A correction officer who's also pregnant. Yeah, those are women you do not mess with.
Nope.
I don't.
And Nomi will still mess with her
Mando,
anyway.
Come here, and I was like, "Yes, ma'am."
I know.
Don't kill me.
Oh, by the way, now that I'm thinking about it, like, Mando, did you learn how to do eyebrow threading while you're in jail?
I actually saw somebody doing it while I was sitting there eating like food. They're like, "Hey, one of the other girls, can you do the eyebrows?" I don't know where she got the string from. I don't want to know where she got the string from.
I know. Not that I've been to jail. Not that I've been to jail, but I know where it came from.
But I saw her like, you have to go outside of the camera range a little bit, because if they see, you're not supposed to touch. You are not allowed to physically touch anyone else in the jail. So basically, she was over there in the corner where you couldn't see threading somebody's eyebrows.
Yeah. No. So
actually, American. Or keep going. Sorry.
No, it's okay. So I do eyebrow threading, and that is one of my professions. I learned in India, but when I worked in the salon that I worked for multiple years, a lot of my clientele is like, "Oh yeah, I learned that in prison." It's like, cool. How did you get the thread? They're like, "Oh, you just have to pull it from your bed, your mattress and your sheet, something like that." But they found a way. And then it's like,
the sheets are like fleecy. They're super itchy, and you get one.
Yes.
You get one sheet, one mattress, no pillows.
Yes. And that's what I was told. It's like, that's cool. She's like, yeah, I would run the prison, whatever style she was telling me. And then she did it for like money in prison or better food or better snacks.
Oh yeah.
That's how she did. It's like, man, if I ever go to prison, I'd be a pro because I know how to do eyebrow threading.
You'd make a lot of friends. Like it's in the jail that I was in. I was actually in one of the calmer holding areas. Like I was in L Block. Like the people in L Block were really chill and stuff. Like thankfully, like I walked in and I was like, "Huh, I like your tattoo," and she's like, "We're friends now." I was like,
"Cool." Yeah,
legit, that happened. I was like, "I really like your tattoo. It's from this anime, right?" And she's like, "You're the only person who knows what this anime is and what this tattoo is. We are now friends. You're sitting at my table." I almost got in trouble because she didn't ask permission to have me sit at the table she was at. So like the hands were almost thrown, and I was like, "I'm sorry, bruh. I'll stand over in the corner and eat my food. I don't want no problems."
Dang, you should hit her up when she gets out so you guys can get like barbed wire tattoo bestie tattoos.
Shout out to the girls from L Block.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Shout out to that one girl with the anime tattoo.
Yep.
Do you guys know Spirited Away? Like the little little
yeah.
besties? That's what her tattoo was.
Oh, I've been debating to get that as an actual tattoo myself.
That's a good one.
It was so cute.
Yo, no, her and I are friends. Tell her I said what's up. Like we're gonna hang out now. Tell her to hit us up when she's out so she can be a guest here.
She's got 3 years, so it'll be a little bit.
Hopefully she's on good behavior. What was she in for?
Drugs. Fentanyl.
Yeah, okay. Fair. Girl, don't do drugs, everybody, because you'll be in jail for 3 years, maybe longer, depends who your judge is, but
Mm-hmm.
just do it because it's not safe. But
or is it Mando?
Or just don't do Mando. Just like don't forget to submit that you have insurance.
On your car, yeah. Tickets and failure to appear is nothing. But no, like in jail, like you do stripes. Your underclothes are orange. Yeah.
Okay.
And those are state issued underclothes.
Ew.
They're not new.
Ew. That sounds
Nice.
painful and itchy. You know what doesn't sound painful and itchy?
It sounds like it's been used over and over and over again.
Ew.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I don't want to think about that one. Gross.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Ooh. Before we continue on, because like I love living my life through Mando, going to prison and all. I do want to see the little. I do want to see the trailer for Tales of the Shire, so I did have that pulled up. So I want to like share with my friends.
After all this jail talk.
Yeah.
We could use a little happiness here.
Yeah.
Of courage and brave deeds in dark times.
Them toes though.
This is kind of like a Dreamlight Valley situation, it looks like.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking, yeah.
At least
I appreciate
the
their
feet,
walk
right?
cycle.
Yeah.
I appreciate the walk cycle because their feet are so large. They'd have to walk like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It looks good so far. Oh man, I want to go there right now.
It looks really cute. I love it. Forged friendships. I love that.
Ah.
That's amazing.
So, this is like.
It looks like Animal Crossing.
I was gonna say
Animal
Crossing. Yeah, that's like what's that game? Animal Crossing.
Oh, you can decorate your home. Oh, I love this.
I need it.
Farming.
This
is like Animal Crossing meets Stardew Valley meets Lord of the Rings. It's perfect.
Yes.
I love this. I need this.
Parties. Yay.
Are our tales of the Shire.
Oh.
Aww.
Oh my gosh, how cute!
Which means we're gonna get second breakfast, 11-ness.
11
excited.
Yeah, you won't have time to do anything because every other moment you're gonna be eating.
Which is perfect.
That's fine by me. I'll eat on stream while I'm eating on the game.
Yes.
I will make another charcuterie board, and then I'll have my main dish, and then I'll have my tea, and then I'll have my seconds here, and then I'll have like.
Oh, okay, I have a story to tell you guys, and I need to do this with the game. So, so my brother found online like a meal list of like 9 different meals to have while you're marathoning Lord of the Rings, and he made all of them. I will put them in our Discord in a moment, but they were amazing. So he spent the entire day cooking while his wife and I were just sitting on the couch making Lord of the Rings Legos while marathoning the movies. It was an all-day thing, but I feel like I have to have him. He's an amazing chef, but I have to have him recreate those meals, and I want to play the game while having those meals. But yeah, there's like second breakfast and drinks and like a dinner and supper and afternoon tea and like all of them. I think
was
it was
there lemonade?
9. No, there
Oh.
wasn't. But there were 4 alcoholic drinks spread throughout. So that was nice, but it was a lot of food. And then it ended with a molten lava cake, and my brother made all of this from scratch, by the way.
I
Even the
love
butter
molten
he
lava
handmade.
cake.
So it was a molten lava cake, and then he made these little sugar rings that we threw in, and they dissolved.
What?
Right to the end. Yep.
So party at Dr. Rachel's brother's house with his wife.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yep. But yeah, no, there's like these little like golden sugar rings. We threw them into the cakes and they melted, and it was great. It was a Mexican hot chocolate lava cake.
Oh my gosh.
I'm hungry. I'm so hungry, guys. You don't even know. You don't know how hungry I am right now. I know.
I'm sorry. I thought it might be a little bit more appetizing than prison enchiladas.
Look, if I ever have to go back again, I will look forward to the food. That was the best part.
Oh my gosh.
I
Like,
had brownies and sweet cakes and cereal.
was it limited, or like did they give you a particular time frame to eat, or was it like I'm just hungry, I'm gonna go over there and eat?
So it's like elementary school, kind of like you get a tray. Like
Okay.
you have to stand in line and they hand you a tray and then you go sit down. You have about 30 to 45 minutes to eat and then they come back and pick up the trays.
That does sound like school.
Oh yeah, I felt like I was in school / camp. Like if you've ever been at a camp, it was like that feeling. Except for one of the many of the inmates could probably kill you.
Interesting. Man, I'm so glad that I get to like ask you these questions. I'm like, I don't know what happens in prison. I don't know.
Yeah, ask me anything because it's prison sounds fun. Yeah,
you should do an AMA. You should do an AMA prison stream.
Goes to prison once, forever changed.
Well, I mean, it is a very eye-opening experience. You are not treated like a human. You are like, it's very shocking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So they don't treat you like a human, but they treat you like a dog?
They treat you like a prisoner. Like it's one of those
okay.
At least, so I'm talking about the COs, so the officers. They don't unless you've been there long enough to build a rapport with them. They don't care. They just go, you prisoner, go do your thing. Otherwise, we're gonna have problems. And then some of the other prisoners, as long as you are respectful and you don't make eye contact too much, you'll be fine. Be respectful, but don't seem weak, if that makes sense.
So don't show that you're weak. Yeah, don't show that you're weak. Show that you're dominant and you're not a weak ass bitch that, you get a paper cut and you start crying.
Yeah. Somebody asked a question.
Good question.
Actually,
oh gosh.
There was someone that because I couldn't sleep very well, one of the other inmates went over to another inmate's bed. I don't know what happened. I just heard the bed moving. I don't know. I didn't look over there. I didn't want to have to bleach or gouge out my eyeballs. Actually, Americus, yes, I do.
And then the next question.
I did not get a prison tattoo because the ink, for the tattoo gun, was out, and they needed to wait another couple days for commissary. So commissary is where you're allowed to get stuff from the outside. Where if you can get books, you can pay for pillows, you can pay for socks. That's what that is.
I've heard that's a real thing.
Mm-hmm. I didn't kick anybody's. Thankfully, it almost came to hands. When I sat down at the wrong table. That's the thing. When I say it's like school, think cliques, elementary school level cliques, where that table is for the cool kids, that table is for the quiet kids. There was a table for the quiet people. That's where I sat, or that's where they sat me.
Okay.
There was a table to play cards. There were tables that were you had to fit in somewhere. Otherwise, you kind of stood there. If people were kind, they'd be like, hey, you can sit with us. Or, if there's no room, oh, well. But yeah, I actually do know how to make a shake. Yeah.
So you do know how to make a shake. Did you learn while you were in prison?
I knew how to before that, because I have family members who've been in and out of jail and in prison and stuff, so I already knew that.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
She was prepared.
Yes, actually.
Well, what happened?
Basically, I walked in. She's like, "Hi, cutie." I was like, "Hi." and she's it was
No,
that
thank
high
you.
pitched too. And she's like, "What are you in for?" I was like, "I got a ticket," and she busted a gut and walked away.
You know how to
She's
you know
like,
how to sway the
"Oh."
there, Xando.
Because it was one of those like, yeah, I'm here because I had a failure to appear on a ticket, and they're like, "What?"
Here's a
You're in
follow-up
here
question with a follow-up question with that.
If it was Squeaka, I would have definitely flirted back. Squeaka did not identify herself, so if it was her, I'm sorry. You've got my number. You can let me know if it was you or not. I'm sorry if it was.
How big was that tunnel, girl?
I could not dig a tunnel. I wasn't there quite long enough. So they give you like, so as far as like a spoon is concerned, it's you don't get like during meal times. You some prisons, some jails give you a little spork like this big that you have to keep with you at all time, like in your items. Otherwise, you eat with your hands. And then the other jail that I was at, they give you a spork when they bring you your tray. So yeah, that's one of the other things is some jails are a little bit different than others. Like the first jail I went to, I got 2 blankets and a bedroll and a bar of soap and a little container that was 3-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and a towel, which is the size of a wash rag.
Ugh.
That is your towel. When you shower is the size of a washcloth.
I would cut off my head. No, thank you. I cannot do that.
Just start shaving, be like, nope.
Now I understand Brittany.
Well, also, like one of the big things, and when I say no privacy, like it's a giant like room. It's kind of sectioned off. Like there's your living quarters, which is 3-tiered bunk beds. So they've got 40 people in a giant room. Bunk beds are towards like one area of the room. You've got your common area on the other side of the room that has your tables for eating, chilling, hanging out. And then on the other side is the bathroom area. It is separated by a half wall. Like you can see into the bathroom area. The toilets are not covered. The only thing separating them is like a little bit of concrete between each toilet stall. And then the showers are like the ones that you have at elementary school where the gap is this wide so you can see in if you're looking. Most of the other prisoners try and give you some privacy if they see that you're doing your business. But hey, sometimes people don't know you're over there. If you're really short like me, they don't see you over the, over the wall when you're doing your business. So they walk up to you and you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, bro." I'm like, "Yeah, bro."
So it sounds like it was basic military training then.
Yep. And I mean, like, from what I was told by some of the other inmates, county jail is worse than prison because in prison, you're at least given a cell and having like 1, maybe 2 other cellmates. So you have a little bit more privacy. You're not in there with 40 other people.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so the bunk beds, 3-tiered bunk beds. They gave me the middle one. Do you realize how short I am and how it's hard to like try and jump and crawl into that middle bunk while you got somebody underneath you snickering at you and then another person above you looking down at you saying, "Hey, you need some help, girl?" I'm like, "I'm good. I got this."
Alley-oop.
Basically. Also, socks. You have to pay actual money for that. You get like those slippers. That's what they give you for shoes.
Wow.
You keep those on at all times.
So you can't even rock your Vans or your Chuck Taylors or anything?
That's another thing in prison. You can actually like get some tennis shoes. And in county jail, it's just those little like, it's like croc material slippers.
I like how Mando knows the different tiers of jail here.
That's exactly, except for it's like a size 13, and that's kind of the universal size for everybody.
Okay.
So basically, when I see people wear those now, I'm going to say, okay, those people are wearing prison shoes.
Yes.
Well, they are prison shoes, yes. Well, these not. I got them as a gift from my sister's boyfriend. Not that
Was he in
been
prison?
He was not in prison.
They just give you the shoes, be like, hey, here's a gift.
Well, he is strange. He orders weird things online. He's like, hey, I don't like these. Do you want them? I was like, yeah, I do need like walk around slippers around my house. So he got them for me. I love him. But my other question we have here is, did you learn Shanks in arts and crafts, or was it the extracurricular?
So I learned about Shanks before I went to jail because I come from a very shady family. Like my family members in and out of jail. As far as like in jail, the extracurricular activity was playing cards or reading a book. They let you go outside, but it's just a concrete floor, concrete walls with razor wire. And you just kind of stare at the wall.
I think you said this earlier, but how long were you in jail for? Like how many hours did you spend there?
So I was arrested. I was arrested around 1 or 2 o'clock. So like right when the eclipse was still happening. And then it was about an hour to that first facility. So I got there around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was there for about 4 or 5 hours just sitting, waiting, and because they were doing other stuff. Just sitting on their computer doing nothing. And then after a while, one of the other officers basically was like, all right, walk with me to the bathroom, strip down, shower, cough. Here's your clothes. Here's your towel. Sit here. And then I waited. There was a couple other people who were also on intake with me. And so we kind of like walked together to the actual cell. So, and I was there from 5, bedtime is at 8, wake up time was at 4. I was there until about 12, and then I got woken up, and then I was taken to another facility that was another hour away, and I was there from 1 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock in the morning in one cell, like just by myself in a brick walled area. Nobody, like I was just there. They're just waiting, I guess, on paperwork or something. And then after that, I finally got my phone call, and then I was able to call my husband finally and be like, hey, I went to jail. I don't know if you knew where I've been for the past day or so. So yeah, from 7 o'clock to about 4 or 5 o'clock that next afternoon, it's Tuesday, is when I posted bail. So more than 12 hours, 24, more than 24 hours.
You lost track of time.
I mean, like when you sit there and stare at a wall for 7 hours, like you don't have any concept of time. There's no outside lighting. There, like you're just in there with a brick wall, and yeah. There were 575 cracks in one cement block. I counted them all.
Wow.
You had a lot of time to kill there, Mando.
That reminds me of oh gosh, what is that movie with Jim Caviezel in it? Oh, from a long time ago. Now I can't remember the title of the movie. This is my brain.
The Count of Monte Cristo.
Thank you. When he's in the jail cell, did you just like write on one of the bricks and keep outlining it?
They don't give you anything. So like, unless I wanted to like use bodily fluids.
Oh my god, no. Okay,
Ew.
no.
Also, when you're in a holding cell, and there's there's a difference between a holding cell and actual like being in the general population. In a holding cell, there is a toilet. You are not given toilet paper. So for 7 hours, I was in a room with no toilet paper.
Ugh.
That's
gross.
Wait, okay, I have a question. Were you able to wash your hands though after you used the restroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, good.
It was one of those toilet hand wash combined things.
Okay. Yeah, because I spent some time in India, and toilet paper does not exist in India. So that's why when I was told that toilet paper is not a thing, I was like, well, what do I use to clean myself? And they're like, well, you got a left hand. I'm like, oh, no.
Or drip dry.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, no, okay, like, so if I was in prison, I'm like, at least I know I can survive without toilet paper because I've done it before and I could do it again. I can survive prison, but please don't. I'm a gentle person. I'm so sweet. Please stop through your eyebrows.
When I say if you enjoy privacy, jail is not for you. If you enjoy having some sense, one of them was, the other one was a piece of crap. Like, I didn't get a bunk bed at the second one. They just gave me my cot and said, here's the concrete floor, laid it out, and was like, there you go.
Dang, all for a ticket too, for like just that you forgot to submit that you have insurance. Dang, I don't know if I could ever do that. I think that was a little harsh for just like forgetting that you have insurance.
Well, failure to appear is a misdemeanor, I think.
Oh, that makes sense now. That makes more sense. Mm-hmm.
This reminds me, let me make sure I have my car registered with and get the tags in. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. If you forget about that and you get pulled over, like, thankfully my cop, like, he pulled me over because I was going 8 over the speed limit. He could have given me a ticket for that. He was like, nah, bro, you're about to have a really bad time.
Did you at least try the crying method, Mando, at all?
No, I didn't know I was gonna get arrested until he's like
you turn on those tears as soon as you get pulled over by a cop. Listen, girlfriend, you gotta turn on those tears.
It's never worked for me. I had a family member that was a sheriff, and he told me if I ever did that, he was gonna make sure that those officers threw me in jail.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Like, okay, so it was a sheriff that pulled you over, correct? Like a deputy sheriff, or like, okay. The way I say it, because I have family that's in law enforcement, my older brother, if he ever pulled someone like you, if in your instance, I'm going to use an example. If he pulled you over, knowing my brother, not because he's lazy, he's like, I really don't want to do the paperwork for an insurance ticket. I really don't want to do that. And I don't want to ruin this girl's day. Yeah, I'll give you another ticket for like forgetting, but at least it's a reminder, like, get your shit in order, girl. Like, I'm not going to waste hours of my own time just to put you in jail because of a little misdemeanor of forgetting insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it was because there was a warrant out for my arrest. Like, if they see that,
they kind of have to follow us.
Yeah,
they have.
I could see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see why now. I'll have to my brother about that. I'll give him a call after this. Like, hey, so this would happen to my friend. What would you do in this situation, being like a law enforcement officer?
You want one of the other like weird things? Like, I technically got pulled over by motorcycle police. He called in backup. I saw, like, when I saw the SUV, like, I was just like playing on my phone, and
Man, this is Law and Order.
Yes.
Why did we get
this?
Like, legit, I was like, why is there another? That's an SUV. That's a. Oh no. Because, like, sometimes, like, other cops will just, like, stop by and be like, everything good? Yeah, it's just standard, and then they'll drive off. But nah, like, he stopped, and he blocked my car, so I was like.
So you wouldn't drive away. Wow. You give that personality off to that officer. He's like, yeah, this girl's going to run for it. This 5'2" woman is going to run for it.
On my paperwork, it says compliant, stocky.
I don't know, but it was spelled S-T-O-K-Y.
I am of Stokey build.
Stokey build.
Stokey build. Yeah, the first officer, I guess she was tired or whatnot. She's like, I'm not spelling this right. And then one of her superiors was like, hey, you have a typo on her paperwork.
And then depending who your sarge or your supervisor is, they get on you on that type of stuff. Like my brother example, he's like, I remember he was doing this paperwork for something. He's like, I really hate this guy's chicken scratch handwriting. I can't understand shit. And I was like, it's probably not that bad. And I looked at it like, oh, yeah, I don't understand what this guy wrote.
But yeah, and so for any of you like coming like later into the stream, for any of you who are fans of Drunk 3PO, I was repping his shirt while I got arrested. I was repping the Welcome to the Rebellion shirt.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Like,
because
what
I'm
way?
all about representing.
Like, if you want to be like, you want to get prison cred or like county cred, just send Mando. Just send your merch to her because she will do it for you. Maybe not again, but she will rep it for you.
bruh, like at my next like because I have a trial that's going to be coming up like
okay.
in regards to all of that.
Is this
like,
gonna be public? Can we watch it live?
Yeah, is it gonna be on full TV?
Oh,
I will
please.
let you know if it is or not. It's gonna be like, it's not gonna be like just a trial for me. It'll be one of those like multiple people, like multiple people's cases or whatnot.
Yeah.
So like if I get a judge that's not in a good mood, he can put me back in jail just because.
Yes, that can happen.
And he can make the bail a lot higher. So in like a month and a half from now, if I just disappear again, that's what happened.
Okay, so we're just gotta keep tabs on Mando because if we don't hear from her, we're gonna get concerned. She's like, oh man, she's back in county. She's probably talking to that girl with that anime tattoo.
And we're gonna have a Mando watch.
Mando watch.
We just gotta make sure that you're alive and you're with us. But just like next time you come out of prison, if you do go back, we do want to see that barbed wire tattoo with your bestie that you made in there.
Oh heck,
we want to see. We want to see that tattoo.
I need some ink, man.
We need to see that tattoo. We need to see the eyebrow threading. We need to see the shank. God, what else? Need to see some pictures of them enchiladas.
I was gonna say, like, let us know.
They don't have a camera in there, so I don't like. There's no cameras in there, so like I wouldn't be able to take a picture of the food. But
and make sure you wax before everything again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you do go back,
my legs were hairy. I was like, dang it. If I'm here for a long period of time, I'm gonna look like a Sasquatch.
Hey, that's true.
You can start braiding your hair.
Yep.
That's what somebody was talking about her armpit hair. She's like, I've been here long enough.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
One of the I forgot. So a couple of the ladies wanted to get their nails trimmed. You have to go to the officer, and then the officer takes you to someplace, and they trim your nails for you.
Dang!
Wow.
I kind of
because it's a sharp
experience
object.
this now. I kind of want to experience this now.
Oh God, Nomi, please.
Rachel's like, please don't. This is not healthy advice.
Please don't.
Not a great
unless
idea.
unless you're an exhibitionist, like I don't recommend it.
I don't know. Just gotta keep tabs on me. So if you don't see me next week on Dames and Dorks, just assume I'm in county.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank Untamed Mando for being our guest here. Thank you so much for being here. It was a blast. I loved listening to your stories. It was great just living my prison life through you and getting to hear that prison has good, decent enchiladas. So, Mando, I think this goes for all of us here on Dames and Dorks. You're always welcome to come back here and hang out with us.
Definitely, I'll be back.
Yes.
And I've got stories just seem to happen. So I've got an arsenal full. Like we can next time we can talk about how I introduced myself to Dr. Rachel.
I would love. There'll be a day where we can hear that story too. But Untamed Mando, tell us what you got going on for the next week, or what's going on with your content.
So tomorrow I will be taking the day off, but Saturday I will be on Nadia's channel Inside All Day playing some Dungeons and Dragons where more funny stories tend to happen. Like my character pooped in an alleyway in a bag for some reason. I don't know why it happened. It just did. Of course. And then later on that same day, I will be on After the Weekend. So JT Gunn, R2, and Beard of Liberty's channel. I'll just be hanging out there. And then, let's see, Tuesday, I think I'm going to be on Gord King's channel. And then just be looking out on my socials for any other streams that I do throughout the week.
Nice. Can't wait to see what's going on in the world of Mando.
Yeah.
But Dr. Rachel, what do you got going on?
Not really much. I don't have any streams coming up. I do have a video hopefully coming out in the next couple days for you Fallout fans, and in honor of the show that came out, I made a new mask.
Nice.
This year. So I finally finished it today. Woke up early to try to finish the border and everything. But yeah, so that video, need to edit it, should be out in a couple days. So watch out for the Twitters because I refuse to call it anything else. Yeah, I will post it all there, and check out my channel, Out of Line Crafting, for all kinds of fun stuff that I do.
Nice. Can't wait. Mags, what you got, girl?
Well, of course, since I've been away for quite a bit, my schedule right now is a little up in the air. So I don't really have anything scheduled or going on. Of course, I'm trying to, as soon as I got back home, it was my dad's birthday / retirement party. So it went from a 6-hour, well, not really a 6-hour, but it felt like multiple 6-hour car rides basically to get back home. And then straight into that, and then work week. So I need to kind of look at my schedule, reorganize a couple things here and there. So I will definitely make sure to post wherever I will be next on Twitter. So make sure you are following me there. So I am happy to be back. And this is fun talking about prison talk.
Now we're gonna have totally like advertise that as our next show, like Prison Talk with Mando. Next time she's a guest with us.
Yes. Have me in like stripes.
We need to have like commercial type segments where where Mando gets to talk about prison talk, like the prison food or whatever. Oh, you should do prison food recipes, man.
That'd be so cool.
You should do
that. Oh no.
I watch the heck out of that for sure. So if you want a binge watch show, just watch Manda's prison food talk. Okay. Well, for me, guys, I'm Nomiwithoutyou. You can catch me on Kick. That's where I'm mainly hanging out now for streaming. I've got some sort of popularity. I can't say if it's tomorrow or later this weekend, but I won the contest between me and Dreaming Tabitha, so she gets to listen to fast heavy metal music playing. And I made her playlist. I already sent it to her. I know she's stalling. She didn't want to do it yesterday because she's like, I have a hair appointment. It's like, sure, you have a hair appointment.
While you're at your hair appointment.
Yes. Well, we're going to do a live reaction. So I will be watching her as she's listening to the songs, because I really want to see her face cringe. So I will be tweeting that out when that will happen. I did a little hiatus from Midnight's Edge Espanol, so I'm coming back. I have more content coming out. And Kick is where, like I said, you'll find me. Anywhere else in between is where, if you see me tweeting it, that's what I'll be doing. But thank you again, Manda, for hanging out. You're always welcome to hang out here with Dames and Dorks. And it's for speaking on behalf of Lily, who is doing her best life, living her best life. We're Dames and Dorks. You can catch us here every Thursday, and we talk about things, and we're nerds. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.